wasn't like we was enemies or what. We didn't hang out together. Was 50 Cent, Mr. Curtis Jackson.
Wow.
Y'all, what is going on with Remy Ma, Papoose, and Clarissa Shields?
This is people that are looking on separation between their hardships or their the things that they got going on that would be issues, and what a celebrity's issue.
You know what really gets on my nerves, that grinds my gears, grinds me so bad, is that when y'all think I give, listen to me, I do not give.
50 Cent is out there doing what he does best, stirring the pot between Remy Ma and Clarissa Shields while they continue to trade jabs. He is operating as the ideal agitator. You can be sure of it. What's the true story behind all of this? 50 got his normal smooth patter going in the interim. This narrative is absolutely insane, so let's get started and dissect it thoroughly. She became entangled in all of this controversy after posting a bizarre remark on Instagram that was directed specifically at Clarissa Shields, a professional boxer. He sent Clarissa a shrewd caution, advising her to keep it online and not even think about going into Remy in person in typical 1950s way. Whatever you do, don't fight her. She will get the blick champ. 50 wasn't just talking carelessly when he warned that Remy might get the block. As you are all aware, he wasn't holding back when he brought up Remy's infamous 2007 case, the one that left her sitting for a minute after he squeezed the gun. Ma wasn't going to leave it unanswered, so let's move on to the genuine tea that had everyone talking. The situation deteriorated when she retaliated. Listen to the wildly erratic text messages that Remy shared on Instagram, claiming to be conversations between Papoose and Clarissa Shields, the world boxing champion, who is his purported new lover.
Y'all, what is going on with Remy Ma, Papoose, and Clarissa Shields? Like, I woke up this morning and I saw that Remy Ma and Clarissa Shields are going back and forth on Instagram. And then, I guess Remy Ma caught Papoose and Clarissa on the phone falling asleep together and stuff like that.
Inside the messages, you are the one who was married. If you can at least sleep on the phone with me or be with me in person, it shouldn't be a big deal to let me know you made it home safely, Clarissa allegedly texted with a very agitated tone. But hold on, things get even more juicy from here. In addition to sending the text, Remy had to spice it up a bit. Everyone gawked and made stupid remarks after she added a caption. Clarissa Shields was lying in my house when I fell asleep on the phone, and he won't go. This bee was scared since she was meant to be a boxing world champion. She hung up as soon as she heard my voice. I'm telling you everything now, so you're not. Yes, the only one. This woman is acquainted with Clarissa Shields, and that apology publicity team has been spreading false information about me daily to harm my reputation. He has been portraying himself as God's gift for far too long. Just stay quiet. That's the best thing to do. Papoose repeatedly told me when I pleaded with him to halt the tale. Remy was not finished yet, but she came out with a bang. She called Clarissa out on her Instagram stories, claiming that she was trying to paint Papoose as a hero and spreading false narratives to harm her reputation. I witnessed everything, and now the world will see, he said, adding that he would never view because you are unattractive. Now for the knockout punch, I'm tired. Clarissa's quick response to the comment was, "You are such a tough boo, but I'm not going to sit there and take that no." How is a woman with 2 boyfriends mad at a man who has a girlfriend? I ask her, if I'm not the only one, why the hell are you tagging me? Remy was obviously not going to put up with that and clap back again, clarifying it that she wasn't out here trying to outdo men. Hey, Miss Shields, MFS won't just walk away because I'm a good woman who is a one boyfriend, just like I was a one husband, she wrote. She then went on to criticize Clarissa even further, saying, "Oh, and you don't want me as an adversary, so please quit playing with me since I am the one with the bag." Remy continued to maintain that she wasn't even upset, as if that weren't enough. Because he sees himself as the prize and is more of a taker than a giver, he would never buy you anything. I'm not even angry. In fact, I'm pleased, which is why your boyfriend is angry, she said in closing. "Oh, and you look silly today, even though you stated you felt foolish." At least from his perspective, Papoose thought it was time to step in and correct the record when Remy and Clarissa were fighting. He said that Remy had constantly asked for a divorce and was only angry that he had finally moved on. Without hesitation, Papoose created. He's clearly done the back and forth, but his accusation that Remy is out here making up the story, implying that she's just furious that he's leaving, was what really made folks take notice. Things were gloomy at that point. Remy shot back, claiming that Papoose had previously threatened to call the police on her and that she had even accused him of physical abuse. She wasn't only talking, though, as she blatantly claimed to have audio receipts to support her claims. Pap completely shifted the course of this story just when we thought it could get any uglier. He attacked Remy on social media, saying that she was the one who stepped out and that he had been attempting to divorce her for months.
To spread that Remy was dealing with a battle rapper named Eazy the Block Captain. And at one of the events, because she has this battle rap league, Chrome 23, and she hosts these rap battles. And at one of the rap battles, allegedly she was hugged up with battle rapper Eazy Block the Cap.
But Pap didn't stop there. He even went so far as to claim that Remy had an affair with the Block Captain, battle rapper Eazy, around Christmas 2023. When he exposed her as a narcissist and made it clear that he was done remaining silent, you can see that he didn't mince words. "This is where Remy Ma was last Christmas while I was at home with my daughter," he captioned the photo. "She's upset and making up stories now that I've finally moved on, and Pap isn't done yet." He came more and more irate, claiming that Remy had begged him to lie about touching Eazy. "Yeah, you heard that right, apparently, Pap," he said. Remy wanted to say nothing, and Eazy was knocked out. He continued by saying, "I don't care because he didn't return a single punch that turned exceedingly soft for Papoose, even though I still got messages from her begging me to lie about the knockout." Remember, this man kept Remy in check during some of the most trying years she spent behind bars. In addition to caring for her son and paying her frequent visits, Pap was out here being a real one and showing the world what it really meant to ride or die.
So now we know Remy and Papoose as black love couples. We've been on that for years. Pap held Remy down while she served 6 years in prison. She ain't had nothing to worry about because he held everything down from her son to the home and everything. When she came home, everything was cool. After that, things got a little rocky. Last year, Remy started.
People truly revered them as a strong couple and as the epitome of black love, especially after Remy came home and they began to act as if she had never left. They stayed together for 6 long years, fell completely in love with Papoose, and made sure Remy had all the support she needed to get back into the game.
I think it ever there was like a light bulb moment when it went off over my head, like, oh my God, he's the one. But I did notice that he was different from, other guys.
Particularly after Remy came home and they grew close as though she had never left. They were once the quintessential black power couple and the object of everyone's admiration. Papoose kept everything together and made sure Remy had all she needed to begin living her life again for 6 long years.
So, I got one of them here tonight for you. Happy birthday.
But man, this is right here. When Papoose found out that the wife he had stayed true to for so long was purportedly spending Christmas with Eazy, the Block Captain, it must have been different. Papoose may have moved on with a younger woman, which is like salt on an old sore, and Remy is resentful of this. From being the pinnacle of loyalty and black love to having their company dragged all over the internet, Papoose must feel as though everything he had built with Remy suddenly fell apart overnight.
But what really happened?
What do you mean?
What really put you there? What really?
It really was an accident that happened. I was out.
But she can't really talk about it in details.
But I can, not in details, but I can pretty much say I was out with people like.
Hold my gloves, says Clarissa Shield now. Instead of just scolding me online, Sis went one step further and publicly challenged Remy to a brawl in a string of biting posts. Clarissa wasn't just trash talking. She used the entire conflict as a marketing ploy for her February 2, 2025 battle in Flint, Michigan. Clarissa gave you a giant crash out when she came out as Clarissa Shields versus genuine Remy Ma, a promotional video for her Christmas Day film. The supporters couldn't help but note how indifferent Papoose appeared. He appeared to have anticipated the entire situation, and some people think he is simply observing while Remy and Clarissa are fighting and the boxing champion is standing 10 toes in the muck. Inside, there is fire. Let's keep it a buck. But she is really out there converting beef into business, which requires a different degree of hustle. One thing is obvious, though. Papoose is no longer playing kind. Some say he's quietly enjoying the attention, knowing that the internet has his back after all of the accusations. Others say he's letting all of this happen as a way to finally put an end to Remy. Keep it a buck, please. Fifth is dismissing the entire issue, claiming it was a setup from the start. When things got real outside in 2007, Ray's entire life took a drastic shift to the left. If you're not hip, 50 Cent isn't doing this suddenly, and Remy Ma's record isn't exactly spotless. When she was shot in the torso, a quarrel with her longtime friend Makeda Barnes Joseph turned into something far more serious. The prosecutors would rather not hear Remy's insistence that it was an accident. By 2008, the judge wasn't playing either side when she was accused of attempting coercion and illegally possessing a weapon. Despite receiving an 8-year prison sentence, Remy maintained her innocence.
It was court.
Remy made it clear where she stood when she brought up the topic during her sit-down on Wendy Williams' show by declaring, "I didn't shoot anyone." Do you honestly think that the jury, the judge, and the DI always got it right? When Remy exited Bedford Hills Correctional Facility for Women in New York in 2014, let's be honest, serving 6 years in jail could have left anyone perplexed. Her sister showed up. Over the past 15 years, the jail system has taken up nearly 10 years of my life. She informed the father, "As a rapper, I've spent most of that time in prison rather than the free world," reclaiming Swing's position in hip-hop as if she had never left. Although she has never held back when talking about how her time in prison impacted her, Remy also talked candidly about how those experiences still affect her, stating that she will never forget the people she had to leave behind and the hardships she went through.
Now, Remy Ma, she has bailed out of jail. She actually is saying, and I'm going to tell you the whole story, she was in custody because she allegedly punched Brittany Taylor at the concert that went down for Pretty Lou.
Tell the people who Brittany Taylor is.
Brittany Taylor's from Love and Hip Hop.
A girl who allegedly got punched.
This goes beyond what occurred in 2007. Remy has been in trouble on several occasions because of her fury. She was arrested in New York City in 2019 after being accused of molesting her by Love and hip-hop star Brittany Taylor during a benefit event. Let's not act like that didn't happen. According to rumors, they got into a violent argument in the Irving Plaza Green Room, and the next thing you knew, Brittany was harmed. But Brittany wasn't going to tolerate this, so she immediately went to the... She was allegedly planning to sue Remy in civil court, but instead of dismissing this case, she brought herself in and was charged with a misdemeanor by the police. After all of this, Clarissa Shields would want to think twice before making any more charges, even if she adamantly said she was innocent. This whole event merely added another chapter to her already stellar record. Authorities also ordered the police to lock down all of the CCTV footage from that night and had her checked into a hospital. Barbs, both online and in person, as Remy's history speaks for itself, and she never backs down from a battle. When 50 Cent added his thoughts about this back and forth, it wasn't just him being petty. He was drawing connections because he knew about Ray's past, and let's be honest, it's not exactly a stretch to think that she might make a move if things really work out. Clarissa may have the upper hand, but Remy isn't the one to test. He added a slick as well, making jokes about her past and the events of 2007. There's little doubting that 50's comments struck a chord, whether he was merely trolling or sending a subliminal warning. Some people are writing for him and saying things like, "Man, that's just 50 being 50." Regardless of your opinion, Ray's past adds a whole new depth that makes this drama appear a little darker. Clarissa's constant chanting of Remy's name, Papoose dropping all the blame, and some think he went too far by bringing up old problems. 50 and the T, just wait until you see what's coming next. If you thought this was insane, you already know we've got you covered with all the updates. Since we are bringing you all the drama directly from the streets, feel free to press the subscribe button and keep checking back. You won't want to miss the next video, so don't forget to tap it on the end screen. Yes, this story is far from ended, but it will keep the internet entertained. Will Remy rise to the occasion and engage in combat? Will Papoose provide further receipts?